it's giving. Like, it's giving. It is definitely giving. For my first time to have done this, I really kind of snapped. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be installing this wig. Now this is the first time I've really just gone the whole 9 yards and installed the wig with the lace glue and all of that, and the bald caps and all of that. Now this isn't my first wig because I've made one a couple years back, but like I said, I made it and it was poorly constructed, let me put it that way, okay? So this is really like my first lace front wig that I've bought and installed. I think I pretty much did that. I mean, it's giving scalp, if I do say so myself. I'm not calling this a tutorial because, like I said, this is my first time doing this, and let me just be real, I did fumble the ball several times in this video, you will see. So if you guys just want to see me lay and slay my first Amazon wig, just keep on watching.
Alright, getting straight to it, I'm showing you guys the construction of the wig itself. It has 4 clips in total, 2 on the side, 1 in front, 1 in back. And as you guys can see, the lace came pretty transparent as it was. Let me not say transparent, but it came pretty tinted for my skin tone. So I'm satisfied with that, but I'm still going to bleach the knots just because I did feel like they were noticeable. Not too much, but still enough to where I needed to bleach them. So now I'm taking a blue-based bleach. Now the bleach that I'm using is not the bleach that's on the container, but any blue-based bleach should work. And I'm using a 20 volume developer, and I'm just mixing that until it is like a thick paste to where the brush can stand up in the bleach on its own. I'm just gently patting the bleach onto the lace because you do not want this to seep through and bleach the actual roots of the wig, because then you'll have to go back in with dye, and that's just a whole lot of that you don't really want to have to do. So like I said, you just want to pat it on there gently until you have like an even layer all over, and you just want to let it sit for about 15-20 minutes with a piece of foil over it, and you'll be good to go. Alright, so here y'all, I'm just showing that I have some simple straight backs and that I already have a stocking cap on. This is to protect the hair at the nape of my neck from the combs in the wig. And as you saw, I'm taking the Got To Be in the yellow bottle and I'm slicking my edges back with a toothbrush. Now I'm just going to be going in with the Ghost Bond XL glue, and I'm going to be dotting a thin layer right in front of my hairline. I did go around my widow's peak, but as you can see in a second, I'm about to wipe that off and round my hairline off because I really don't care for my widow's peak, and I definitely don't want my wig to come to a peak. So yeah, now I'm just taking a blow dryer and I'm drying that for about 6 to 8 minutes. Honestly, it wasn't that long. I was being impatient, and as you can see, that really came and bit me right in the behind, because as soon as I went to lay that bald cap right on top of the glue, it shifted, as you can see over by my ear. So I do end up trying to make it work and, you know, finesse, but this is just the beginning of the downward spiral with this bald cap, okay? So as you just saw, I went in with the Got To Be Free Spray, and I sprayed that right behind where I put that Ghost Bond, and I'm gonna end up taking that same blow dryer and drying that for about 15 minutes. Now, like I said, this was the beginning of the end for this cap. So if you are looking for a like melted bald cap tutorial, this is not the one for you. Please search on YouTube for one. There are so many more that will help you tremendously. Now, as you can see, I just went in with another layer of that Ghost Bond XL glue, and I'm just hand drying that as well. So here I'm just cutting off the excess wig cap with shears and a blade. One thing I want to tell you all is please be careful with these blades because they are sharp, and I cut myself and I didn't even realize it until I was watching this back and saw red dots on the side of my face. So yeah, just be careful. So now I'm going back in with that got to be glued glue and I'm just putting that right on the edge of the wig cap, right where it meets my forehead, just to make sure that it is completely flat and flush to my skin. So now I'm just taking a cotton round with alcohol on it and I'm cleaning my forehead off, and I'm going in with the Urban Decay Beach bronzer and I'm putting that all over the bald cap to blend that into my skin. So this is what the wig is looking like, all blown out, and once it's on my head, I'm going to be taking a hot comb and just pressing all of my hair back so that way all of the little scraggly pieces are out of my face and out of the way. Here I am just parting right behind my hairline, and I begin to pluck so that way I can make the hairline look more natural. Now, this wig was supposed to be pre-plugged, but as you guys can see right here, she thick, okay? She is very thick. So I definitely wanted to go in and kind of thin that out. So in this process of plucking, I am going little by little across the hairline just because I do not want to over pluck, and you can always take away more, but you cannot add it back. So just be mindful of that. And right about here is where I notice in real time that things are going a little left, because as I was plucking, I was noticing that the hairline was falling right behind the bald cap. Here, I was trying to see how the lace would fall on my head, and that's when I realized that it was way too close to my brows.
Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully the sound isn't too bad. I'm sorry because I don't have my mic hooked up or anything. This was supposed to be a voiceover. I ripped that wig off. I don't know if I caught it on camera. I don't think I did. So I was struggling really hard, so I did it off camera, and this is what I came up with. What I did differently, instead of doing the glue first and then trying to put the bald cap on top, that was too advanced for me, okay? What I did was I just pulled it over my head, cut my ear holes, and then put the glue on there, cut the lace, and then went ahead and put did I do a second layer? I don't think I did a second layer. I just used the Got To Be spray and sprayed it on there and blow dried it. Of course, I blow dried it in between. I do have an overhead dryer, but I just didn't feel like doing all that. And yeah, so that's what I did. So I went ahead and blow dried it. Also differently, I did use that Urban Decay bronzer. I feel like that was a little too red. So I went in with this Too Faced chocolate Soleil bronzer, both on the bald cap and on the wig. And I want to say, didn't I catch on camera when I put the wig on and cut it and did all that? If not, I also did that off camera and went ahead and put the adjustable straps in how I wanted them. I realized I had placed it too far down, and with this hairline, I can place it over the bald cap, but it would have been so close to my eyebrow, and I feel like that just looks so unnatural. So that's another reason why I took it off.
Okay, so now that I fixed my bald cap and everything is like I want it, I'm going in with a wax stick and again just pressing my edges and my hair back so that way it's all out of my face. Going back in with that Ghost Bond glue, I'm dotting that right on the edge of the bald cap, and then I'm going to go in and smear it just to make it a little bit thinner, and I'm going to be drying that for about 15 minutes with my blow dryer, and I repeat that process 3 times over. Now I'm actually laying the wig down, and as you guys can see, I'm pretty much just pressing it down and combing it into the glue. Now, something I would recommend is, I actually meant to do this, but I was so tired, my mind just kind of was away from me. But I meant to do this in sections, so like across my forehead, one side of my head, the other side of my head. And I would highly recommend doing that, just because I feel like as I was doing it this way, the glue began to dry up as I was laying the wig. And you'll see I do have to end up going back in and laying one section of the lace back down, which I don't mind doing, but just to prevent doing all that back and forth, I would recommend to do it in sections. So what I'm doing here is I'm just parting directly behind my hairline across my whole head. And then I'll be taking the Got To Be Free spray and spraying that directly on the lace. Now what that's going to do is it's just going to make my lace more secure and give it more of a hold. So with that same blow dryer, I'm going to blow dry for about 5 minutes, and then you're going to see me take an elastic band and tie that around that part, and this is really going to just melt that into my head. Like, y'all know what the tea is behind that, but that's all I'm doing now. It was tight. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not gonna lie, it was tight. But while I had it on, I want to say I went and ate dinner. I did something to just get my mind off of having that around my head. All right, so once that elastic band is off, I'm just brushing my hair out, and then I'm gonna go straight into plucking. Now, before I even talk about that, please excuse these faces I'm making. I had a fan blowing directly in my face, and I wear contacts, so you already know that was drying everything up, and it was just a mess, okay? But once I get that fan off, I can really go in and start doing the legwork to make this hairline look as natural as possible. So while I'm plucking, the main thing I'm doing is I'm just moving from side to side. You do not want to stay in the same place, because that is how you get bald spots, and that's not cute. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm really going ham to customize this lace and make it look like it's mine. So once I'm satisfied with how my hairline is looking, I'm going to go in with that blade and cut off the excess lace that is there. So now I'm just going in and cutting my ear tabs out. Again, please be sure to be careful around this area of your head, because it is very easy to cut yourself. So once I've cut all that excess lace off, I'm just gonna go back in with this Got To Be Free spray and lay down any parts of the lace or the wig that is not fully laid. So as you can see here, I'm going in section by section, spraying it, and then pressing the wig on top of that spray. I am done drying my lace after spraying all the freeze spray and putting all the glues, and now I'm just gonna take that same bronzer and run that on the edge of the lace just so that way it matches my skin tone. So here's the most exciting part in my opinion, which is the baby hairs. So to do them, I am going in and parting off a thin section of hair in the very front of the lace, and I'm going for like an Arrogant Tay inspired baby hair look. So in order to achieve that, I'm going in first and cutting them with the blade about longer than my eyebrows. Then I just go in with some mousse and lay them flat on my forehead and trim them with that blade once again. Now at this point, honestly, it's just about playing with them. You'll see I go back and forth between actually brushing them into style, laying mousse, and trimming them. Now, to go for the natural baby hair look, I am going in with tweezers and thinning out those baby hairs as you just saw. And that's just a personal preference. I don't like super thick baby hair. So that's the reason why I'm going in with tweezers.
Alright y'all, so excuse the background noise. I just kind of wanted to explain what happened. So last night my camera cut off in the middle of me doing my baby hairs, and it was late, okay? It was like 1 o'clock in the morning and I was tired. So I finished them up, put the mousse on them, and then I went to sleep. I tied my hair up with a silk wrap scarf and put a bonnet on, and I really didn't even do anything special with the back. I literally just kind of twisted it up and put it in a bonnet and then slept with it overnight. I have not like really messed with my part or anything like that because I wanted to do all of that on camera. So I am going to take this off and show you guys what my baby hairs are looking like. Now when I was asleep, it did kind of like, I don't know if you're asking to that, it kind of turned a little bit, but it's okay, I'm not really tripping. Yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, get right back into styling.
As I'm removing that silk scarf from my head, you can see that my baby hairs are for the most part plastered to my forehead, and that does not look natural to me. If that works for you, go for it, sis, but for me, it does not. So I'm just brushing them out and kind of softening that whole look. You will see that I do go back in with those tweezers once again. Like I said, that is just to simply soften up my baby hairs and give them more of a natural look. So let's get to work on this part, baby. So I'm parting about 1 inch on either side of my middle part, and I am applying this wax stick and then pressing out my hair with the hot comb. And this is just to make sure that the part is very flat and that I don't have golden arches on the side of my head. So again with the tweezers, I'm going in and plucking my middle part. Number 1, to widen up the part. Number 2, to mimic my natural middle part because my hair naturally falls in the middle part. So I just kind of wanted to go after what my natural part looks like, because again, you want to give the illusion that this is your hair. You don't want to just say, oh yeah, I have a wig, and people be like, oh yeah, I can tell. You don't want that. So you want to go in and do everything you can to make this wig look as natural as possible, okay? So now that I'm done plucking parts and getting that together, I am going in with a concealer that is about a shade or 2 lighter than my actual skin tone and running that in my part just to lighten that up a bit. Now, as you can see here, it did do what I needed it to do, but I had already kind of messed up by making my wig cap as dark as I did with that powder. So that would be my advice to you, is probably don't don't take your powder as far back as I did, because you're going to run into this issue that I ran into here. But as you saw, I took an eyebrow powder and kind of just ran that on the part to, you know, make it natural. Taking some Biosilk, and I'm just running that in the hair, through the hair, and then I'm going to go ahead and start the straightening process. Now I am using the chasing method. At this point, I feel like everybody knows what that is. It's just you take a comb behind your flat iron to make sure your hair is as smooth as possible. Okay, so I just wanted to show you all where the hair falls on me. For reference, I am about 5'7"-ish and falls like, I'll say right under my boobs, but right before my belly button. So in that area. Here I'm taking that same old wax stick and running that on my edges just to make sure I don't have any flyaways and that everything is coiffed and tamed, okay? Taking that same concealer, I'm running that on the front of my lace front where the baby hairs meet the lace. And looking back at this footage, I kind of wish I hadn't done that, just because I feel like in certain parts where the glue might not have been fully dried, it stuck to that part. So I feel like it was very noticeable. However, it's not horrible. So here I am giving you all a close-up of what the lace is looking like right now. And it just, chef's kiss. Like, it looks so bomb. So bomb. Yeah, y'all, like, I'm just doing some little touch-ups, like trimming my baby hairs and brushing them out and softening them up. But for the most part, this is what the hair looks like, okay? So as you'll see in a couple minutes or a couple seconds, I really started feeling myself. But I'm gonna go do my makeup, and then I will catch you guys on the outro, okay?
Alright, y'all, so this is the final look. Oh my gosh, I am in love. Like, it just, wow, it's so different for me. Like, I do color. I'm not afraid of color, let me say that. But I've never had like dark hair. I just don't. I don't know. Even though it does have blonde highlights, I've never had like brown hair like this. So it's just, it's so cute. And it's giving, it's giving. Like, it's giving. It is definitely giving. For my first time to have done this, I really kind of snapped. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just call me Arrogant K. No, I'm playing. But yeah, I do feel as I like take this wig off and on, I'm gonna get better with the application because it is a really good wig. But since I said that, let's go ahead and get into the tea about this hair, okay? So first things first, it's the Come Gang 13x6 straight highlight. It's 150 density. I got a 22 inch, and it is supposed to be, I read on Amazon, because I got it from Amazon, I read on Amazon that it's supposed to be Brazilian hair. Like I said, I don't wear wigs at all, really. I typically only do anything with my hair when it's in its natural state. But I've had bundles from She's Happy Hair, and this is pretty much how it performed. It didn't hold a curl. I could be wrong. Please correct me in the comments down below respectfully if I am wrong, but this is how the Brazilian hair that I got from She's Happy Hair acted. Now, I will say there were very, very, very mixed reviews on this hair on Amazon, like so much so that I was scared. I was scared to buy this wig because Aaliyah J had done a video on it. Shout out to her. And y'all already know when a YouTuber, why do my eyelids look so greasy? Anyways, whenever a YouTuber does like a video on something that's somewhat affordable, everybody's gonna flock. So of course everybody bought it, and there were such mixed reviews. Like, some people got wigs that didn't even look like the picture, like, at all. When I say at all, I mean like the color was red with orange highlights in it. It was horrible. So I was really sitting on pins and needles. I mean, it was gonna go back if it wasn't what I wanted, but you get what I'm saying. So when it came, I was thoroughly shocked. I was relieved. Let me just say that I was relieved, because I'm like, thank God I didn't get that raggedy little piece of you know what that everybody else got. As far as like shedding and things like that, as you guys can see, I'm running my hands through and there's nothing. Like, no hair, nothing. Like, even when I was straightening it, putting the hot comb and everything, it was no problem. Some people said when they got the hair it came with a weird smell, but if I'm gonna be honest, again, I don't wear wigs like that, so I don't know. But when I bought, again, my bundles from She's Happy Hair a while back, they had the same smell that this had. So I don't know if it's like where the hair is coming from, their vendor or what, but the hair did have a smell, but it wasn't like nasty. It just smelled like processed hair, if you ask me. So after I washed it, it was fine. It smells fine. It doesn't, I mean, it still has that smell a little bit, but I feel like that's just the smell of processed hair. I could be wrong, but yeah, so I don't know if I said, but I did get 22 inches. I think I showed you guys earlier. It falls like right under, well, it falls like right around where my belly button is. So my card was full, had to move some things around, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to come back and do some kind of like update on the hair. But so far, just from initial install and everything like that, I freaking love this hair, okay? Like, I don't do wigs normally. I don't know. I just feel like it's too much work for me, but I really like this. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. And I mean, it wasn't a tutorial because this is my first time doing this. I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay in the middle. But this is my first time doing this, so of course I'm only going to get better with time. I want to start, you know, doing wigs and things like that, but I just had to dabble first before I actually got into it. So if you guys enjoyed this hair video or want to see more hair videos from me, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and also let me know in the comments down below how I did on this wig, whether or not it looks like scalp, whether it's giving wig or what it's giving, okay? Just let me know. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!